Hi there, my name's Hugh,
My name's Kathy.
and today we're going to change my ostomy bag. Specifically, I had exactly 2 months ago, I had a laparoscopic, loop sigmoid colostomy. So the stool that comes out of this thing is almost exactly the same. Well, it is exactly the same as what would come out of your regular bowel routine. So it's not changed at all. Same consistency, whatever. The only thing that is different is the way it comes out. The way I like to think about it, the stool comes out kind of like a cord that gets looped into a basket, and that's what you see when you go to the bathroom on the toilet. Is you see the results of the basket, whereas what we see in the ostomy is the cord. So it comes out kind of like toothpaste, like a slowly squeezed tube of toothpaste, and about the same size as well. Anyway, what I use is a the Coloplast products, and this one specifically, this bag, is the Coloplast Maxi, I believe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Maxi. There is a mini one which is about 20% smaller, but for normal use, this Maxi thing is about the right size. So this is Vanna White here demonstrating the product. Okay, so you notice we've got actually a little puppy pad for our little dog peeing on just underneath us, and this we've never had a problem actually, have we, with
No.
anything falling down there? But just in case, that's all we've got. So I change this basically once a day. I've only ever once had this twice a day. And when I say I mean Kathy. I'm sort of outsourcing. My hand dexterity isn't that good. So is this doesn't take long at all. It's super easy. So all she's doing is unsticking it from the base. And does it smell? Actually, no, not much. It's actually probably about the same as if you're on the toilet. And warning, there will be stool. So what we use to clean things up is just, at the moment, we're just using cut up J-cloths just to clean them up. So there'll be a wet one followed by a dry one, followed by a wet one, followed by a dry one, blah, blah, blah. But in future, what we have is just the blue shop towels that you can get at any Home Depot or whatever. Those things are equally good, and they're much cheaper. And you can get a lot more of them actually for using. So no, nothing other than water. There's no chemicals to clean it up. There's no, you don't have to put powder or anything on it. Just water, and just clean it off, just like you were going to the bathroom normally. And what I'll do tomorrow when we actually change the barrier, the appliance that adheres to the skin, I'll show you my ostomy immediately post-op, and then 2 months post-op, and you can see how much it shrunk. So that's it. It's as simple as that. So the procedure, I'm just gonna put my hand over and just make sure it's all adhered. So that procedure takes probably less than a minute. So compare that to the hour and a half I used to spend on the toilet. This gives me a heck of a lot more independence. So the next time we'll actually show you the removal of the barrier itself, and that will take a bit longer, not too much more, but a bit longer.
A few moments later.
Actually, a few days later. Anyway, now we've got to change the entire thing, the bag and the barrier. It's going to go fairly similar to the last time, and the biggest time suck in this thing will be actually cutting the hole in the new barrier. But we'll do this first thing just the same as the way we did last one. Sort of. There are probably a couple ways of doing this. What we choose to do is to take both the barrier and the bag off at the same time. You can probably do it the other way by taking just the bag and then the barrier off, but this way kind of saves time. I don't know if it's officially sanctioned, but this is the way we do it. Kathy's using an adhesive remover. We've tried a couple different varieties. The one that doesn't really work for us very much is actually the one from Coloplast. That one was it was okay. This one seems to be probably the best. The smell is not so good, but probably the best one that we've used. Hey, I've got some stool coming out too. Yay! Anyway, I also have hair there, as you may have noticed. And so every once in a while, usually about every once a week, once a week and a half, we have to shave, and I'll show you in a second or two what the razor that we choose, or that we use rather, is like. Whoops. Are you cleaning my insides? By the way, I didn't say in the first thing that the ostomy itself, she can touch it, or I can touch it, and I just can't feel anything. There's no. There probably are nerves in the colon itself, but when you touch it, you can't feel it at all. You might not even be able to feel pain. I'm not sure, but that's the main thing with these guys. So we're just going to clean it almost exactly the same way that we cleaned the barrier in the first case, just with wet followed by dry J-cloths. So here's your first look at my ostomy without the barrier on it. And what I'll do now is I'll insert a picture just post-op. Now the orientation of this picture and the perspective on this picture is a bit confusing. Think of it as though you're looking down at your own stomach, so with your own eyes. So the stoma is, as it is here, of course, on the left, and the incisions for the laparoscopic instruments are all on the right. So sorry for the confusion there. But you can see as well that the stoma just post-op is quite large. It's about 50 millimeters. Right now it's shrunk down to just under 35 millimeters. So, and it looks far less swollen, less angry. So if I was gonna shave, if the hairs were too long, Kathy will show you in a second or two what I use to shave with. This is a Philips one blade, which is actually kind of an amazing thing. It's got a very fragile blade. That's kind of the one drawback of it, but it does work by trimming the hair off, not right at your skin, but just above the skin, so it won't actually go into your skin. And now I'm being undressed for some reason. Anyway, so there you go. We're actually not going to shave today. Oh, apparently we are going to shave. We don't need to shave.
I would just do a
Or you don't need to see the... Okay, go ahead. Okay, so that was maybe a minute worth of shaving. So what Kathy's doing now, this is the template that was in the old barrier, and she's just checking to make sure that the stoma still fits. And I think this one was just a little bit too narrow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just widen it a bit on this side. So that's 30 there, so then that's 40 there.
The actual barrier itself is marked with perfect circles around. So in theory, if your stoma were perfectly round, you could just cut the circles that are inscribed on the barrier itself. My stoma is not perfectly round, so unfortunately we have to do it slightly differently every time. And I imagine it will, it's only been 2 months post-operative. I've only been 2 months post-operative, so I imagine it will settle down over time. But for now, we've noticed that kind of every time we have to change it. So the first cut may not be exactly right, and if it isn't, Kathy just trims it to size. The trick is getting it just big enough, not too small, not too big, just big enough. So there's a bit of a trim.
And I did that wrong, by the way. You're supposed to do it this way. I did it backwards.
Whoops.
The cut is right. What I'm saying is when you're trimming it, you want to put this side here. I was thinking backwards, so I'm going to open it there.
Yay. So Kathy just did probably a minute or two of cutting, which I've edited out for continuity. And now you just schlep the whole thing on. The adhesive is very strong. I haven't tried it yet, but I could probably attach, a 10-pound weight or something, and it wouldn't fall off. Maybe I'll try that. But you be assured that you can't snag it or something with a hand and watch it come off. It's very, very strong adhesive, and it would even with the hair that I've got, the adhesive is perfectly strong. So again, that's all she wrote. Very simple. And I'll just press it down again. The glue or the adhesive is to some extent heat activated. So this doesn't just press it down, it also warms it up a bit so the glue adheres more. But that's it. That's all she wrote. Doesn't hurt a bit. The shaving doesn't hurt, for me anyway. Luckily, some people don't have leg hair or stomach hair. I wish I was one of them, but there we go. And that's it. That really is how simple and pain-free and whatever the whole changing process is.